All right, everyone, welcome back to Good Day Columbia. At tonight's Columbia City Council meeting, a referendum that would allow you, the voters, to decide how city government operates will be up for discussion. The move coming from the mayor of Columbia himself, Mayor Steve Benjamin, joins us now to explain right here about this issue. Good morning, Mayor Benjamin. Thank you for being here this morning.
Glad to be here, Fraendy.
We really do appreciate your time. We know you're pretty busy, but this move here, the referendum that you want to be placed on the ballot, causing a lot of concern for so many people, folks on both sides of the issue that are talking.
Sure.
The issue coming to light, we could say, that when you talked about city officials should not be able to be called out to a crime scene, and this kind of really brought this to the forefront. Talk to us a little bit about how everything's been so far.
Well, I'll tell you, Fraendy, this is a discussion that's been going on for quite some time in Columbia, 20 years almost, and this is probably the third time over the last several years we discussed changing the form of government. What some folks don't know is that under South Carolina law, that there are three forms of government that a city can choose. The three largest cities in the state, Columbia, Charleston, and North Charleston. Charleston and North Charleston are both straw mayor form of government. We're the only one of the three largest cities that don't enjoy this form of government. And I've always believed that that people elect folks that they want to be held accountable. They want to know exactly the person they're voting for will be the person responsible for whatever happens to be fixing that pothole, working to fix the Columbia Police Department, whatever it happens to be. You want to make sure that your elected officials are held directly accountable to the citizens. Under our form of government right now, people don't realize that the mayor can't call the head of the street division and say, fix that pothole. It's illegal. The only penalty for that is actually removal from office. If we want to change our form of government, is a wonderful debate that all citizens need to be involved in. We can spend the next several months talking about the pros and cons of different forms of government. The most important issue, however, is that all council has to determine is whether or not people have the right to vote.
So just how much power are we talking about here, Mayor Benjamin? Because if voters decide, if this goes into the ballot and the voters vote, currently you just have one vote on city council. What do you say to some people who say that, you're coming up for re-election and you're using this as a political ploy, you just want all the power for yourself?
Well, I'd say that we've been very judicious. I've been very judicious in when and how I've discussed this issue over the last several years. I've gotten beat up by some of my friends in the press who want me to push. But I know that people, when the mayor starts speaking about changing the form of government, say, "Oh, it's a power grab. It's a power grab." And this is the second time we've talked about it in over 3 years. Certainly, whatever the form of government is, we'll work our tails off to make sure that we're as effective as we can possibly be. But as you're moving forward into the 21st century and you're talking about changing this city and making the city more effective and recruiting jobs and decisions that need to be made in a short period of time, you have to have an empowered executive. Now, it's important to note that City Council doesn't lose any of its authority under changing the form of government, but the administrative and executive authority shifts to the mayor.
So does that mean the city manager, we won't really need a city manager?
Well, in Charleston, in Atlanta, in Louisville, the mayor has administrators that help him run the day-to-day. So that would still be the case here. But frankly, it's so important to make sure people understand that our discussion tonight at council is not about changing the form of government in as much as we're saying we're giving the citizens the right to vote on the issue.
And speaking of that, giving the citizens the right to vote, really quickly, Mayor, what would you tell the voters to reassure them that this isn't a power grab on your end, or that you're going to do all that you can to make sure that you're not one of the politicians that are just hungry for authority?
Well, the great thing about this form of government is that while you might not be able to, under the way things currently are, you might not be able to hold an appointed person accountable, a department head accountable. Under the straw mayor form of government, the mayor is responsible for everything that happens at City Hall. So if things go well, they go well. If they go wrong, then the mayor is responsible. And you have the right to put them out of office. I mean, that's the power of the ballot and the power of actually having an empowered executive that's fully accountable to the people of the city.
Wow. All right, Mayor Steve Benjamin, folks, you heard it first from him right here on Watch Fox. Tonight, once again, at City Council, the mayor will address the City Council wanting that referendum to be placed on the ballot. And of course, stay with Watch Fox, MidlandsConnect.com, as well as tonight at Watch Fox News at 10. We'll have that update as to if Council approved that referendum to be placed on the ballot. We're back after this. Stay with us.